Alright, what is up everyone, and welcome back to the Real TN Fishing YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to do a little bit of a product review on a reel that I came across a few months ago, and I ended up buying one. And I've been wanting to make a video on this reel since I bought it, but I wanted to wait until I actually got on the water and actually used it and caught some fish. So I've used it the past 3 weeks and had really good luck out of it. So what I'm talking about is the Piscifun Alijoz or Alijoz 400 bait casting reel. They're very popular up north for musky fishing. I've seen a few people been using them for catfishing, which is the application I've been using it for. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit today. We'll talk about the price point, the ease of use, just the pros and cons, things that I like, things I don't like about it. And by no means is this a paid sponsorship or do I receive any kind of compensation from this company. I do not. This is just my honest opinion for what I would consider a medium priced bait casting reel. So we'll dive into it, talk about a few things, and as always, thanks for tagging along, and hey, let's go reviewing, y'all. First thing we're going to talk about, we'll talk about price point. And I actually own 2 of these reels now. And for both reels, I gave right at around $130 off of Amazon. And as you can see right now, they actually have the bluish purple version here for $116. That's in the 6:6 to 1 gear ratio. This reel comes in 2 gear ratios. It comes in 8:1 to 1 and 6:6 to 1. But yeah, so $130 for the price point. That's not horrible, especially after using this reel and actually seeing what it can do on the water. It's, half the price of, similar reels of this style, so that $130 price point I think is actually really, really good. It's really reasonable for a reel that is going to handle big fish with no problem. So yeah, like I said, you can get this off Amazon. That's where I ordered both of mine. Or if you want, you can actually go to Piscifun's website directly. You can order it from them. I think it runs a little higher on their website. And then you're obviously it's gonna take a little longer with the shipping. Another thing that I really like about this reel was the way that it came packaged. So obviously, got the lid here, but it came packaged really well, which I think is something that a lot of people would overlook, but is actually kind of a big deal to me because it shows added care in the quality of the product. And then I know when something's packaged well that it's going to make it to me undamaged and unharmed in the mail. So, but I really like the way it's packaged. It comes with its own little carrying bag here, which I think is a nice touch. But you can see it's thick cut out foam, with the outline of the reel there. So I really like that. I think that's actually, really cool. And then of course, it came with, a detailed breakdown of, all the working parts inside. So go over a few more of the things that I really like about this reel. It does have a bait alarm on it, which I think is really cool. And I like to use when I'm catfishing. So it's on the side here. It's a little switch you push, but it's really audible. You can hear that really, really well. So I really like that feature about it. And then just, the drag, you can hear the drag clicking and everything. It feels like a really solid reel. Like I said, I've used it the past 3 weeks. I don't really have that many complaints about it. One thing that I don't really like is that the side, here is plastic, but, it's the internals are brass gear and it's an aluminum frame. So, that's a big plus. But like I said, I just don't really care for the plastic. It's got this nice, large, oversized power handle on it, which is really nice. Easy to reel, super smooth. 9 bearings, makes it really, really smooth. I think 1 turn is 42 inches of retrieval. So like I said, not super ideal for catfishing, but it's not horrible if you know what you're doing and you just take your time. All right, so one of the main selling points for me on this reel was the amount of drag that it has. Now the 8 1-to-1s have 35 pounds of max drag, but if you was to get it in the 6 6-to-1, it actually has 38. So for the $130 price point, you know, for that much drag, that's, you know, that's a killer deal, I feel like, in my opinion. And that's always been one of the things that I look for the most when I'm in the market for a reel for catfishing. So now, as far as castability and ease of use, I've used other bait casters, you know, my bass bait casters, and then I have a few, you know, other catfishing rods that, you know, have bait casters on them. But, you know, I set the brake in the middle and adjusted the tension knob to where I needed it to be. And I will say, hands down, that this is the best casting reel I have ever used. I generally use about a 3-pound, or a 3-ounce no-roll sinker when I'm catfishing, and man, I can cast this thing a mile. Super easy to cast, super easy to use, so I really like that about it. For ease of use, I would give this reel an 8 out of 10, just because it is a bait caster, and there are going to be some problems that arise when using a bait caster or learning to throw a bait caster if you don't know how to throw one. But if you put in the time, it's just like anything, you will be able to throw this no problem, or any other bait caster for that matter. So I would, like I said, 8 out of 10 for that. Build quality, I would give it a 9 out of 10, just because the sides are plastic, but everything else about it is very solid, very sturdy. So that would be the only complaint I have on that. Castability, how easy it is to cast it, I would give it a 10 out of 10 because, like I said, I feel like I can cast this thing a mile. It casts like a dream. It is super smooth. It's super easy to cast, so I would give that a 10 out of 10. And for the price point, like I said, $130. If you jump on Amazon right now and get the bluish violet one, you can get it for $116. I'm going to give that a 10 out of 10 as well, because the other reels that are in this class of reel are $300 to $500. So for $130 on average, that's really hard to beat, especially for how sound and solid this reel is and how easily it does handle big fish. So overall, I feel like I would give this reel a 9 out of 10, just because, like I said, because of the plastic on the side. And really the only other complaint I have on this reel is the gear ratio selection, the 6 6-to-1 or the 8 1-to-1. But I think one thing to keep in mind is that when this reel was made, it was made for musky fishing. And with that application, you want to get the fish to you as quick as possible. But that doesn't mean you can't use it for catfishing. You just kind of have to change the way you fish a little bit, and you can make it work. And I love this reel. Like I said, I don't receive any kind of money or compensation from this company. This is just what I feel about the reel. So if you're in the market for mid-priced bait caster to catfish, or just for any other kind of big fish, this is definitely one you might want to check out. I think it's totally worth it. So yeah. All right, guys. So yeah, that is my honest review and honest opinion on the Piscifun 400. I really like this reel. I think it's really hard to beat for that price. And after using it the past 3 weeks and catching, you know, multiple 20-pound cats and then one over 30, it handled it with such ease. Like, I mean, I was really blown away at just how effective this reel is. It exceeded my expectations by a mile. So if you're in the market for a reel, I would definitely recommend it. It's a little more than what I would normally spend on one, but like I said, after using it, I will definitely probably be buying another one. I really appreciate y'all tagging along. If you like this video, or you want to see more product reviews or gear reviews, just, you know, hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. We're trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers there. We're getting really close, so I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I appreciate y'all tagging along. I hope y'all have a good rest of the week. As always, God bless, and until next time, hey, let's go fishing, y'all.